Yeah, man. It's my ugly ass in the flesh again. Yeah, we're here today on another episode of Real Speak for today with Concrete Slab. I am Concrete Slab, strength of the foundation, how others know. Got the streets from the side and your bitch wearing purple. You might not like me, but your bitch do. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with a solid nigga. Yeah, man. So look, as always, I got nothing but superstars to my right. And I never introduce them. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. I'm gonna let them introduce himself. And man, this is a very special person, man. We finna go down through there. Come on, man, introduce yourself.
Oh, man, I'm Kevin Orlando Graves, man. You can call me KG. Just a hooper from Dallas. Uh, but, I mean, I'm definitely more than that, but a lot of people probably know me from that, especially in the 90s.
Yeah, we finna go down there. Okay, so y'all look, I'm gonna tell y'all how I know this gentleman. I went to high school with this nigga, and of course he's older than me. Um, these niggas not knowing before we go to high school, and we went to Hillcrest Panthers. This is the Hillcrest Panther alumni. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just saw T Cash a couple weeks ago. Anyway, man, this nigga was cold as fuck. I was like, as I told you just a while ago, you was in our freshman year, you was in that hoop fest, and like, nah, we don't want that year. It was another dude that was cold like you, man. Like, um,
Jamie?
that yeah, Hunt.
I mean,
Yeah. Me and any friends on. Okay, so before we get there though, man, hey, where you from, KG?
I'm from Dallas, man. I spent a lot of my time in East Texas. My grandmother raised me when I was a baby, but I've always been Dallas. Um, I want to give a shout out to my grandparents for taking me in when I was a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just like you honoring me, I would like to honor them. My grandma's 99 years old. You know what I mean? Been on Earth a long time. Took me in when she was about 60.
Yeah.
And my grandpa probably was like 70. And you don't meet people like that. People don't do that. So
Right.
I would love to honor my grandma. You know,
Right. Man, shout out to grandma. You know what I'm saying? If I may, I don't want to go too personal. Like before that, I mean, what you were doing in East Texas?
Man, I stayed down there up until seventh grade,
Yeah.
and I came up here, went to Franklin.
Yeah.
It all started at Franklin. But of course, like I said, I've always came to Dallas. Like summer times, I would come up here and I'd stay with my dad or whatever. So I've always been Dallas since I was little. But starting from elementary, middle school, I was there.
Yeah. You was in the sports then?
Man, I've been into basketball since I was probably, I would say, 5 or 6. Man, like just you remember that old NBA music? Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun. That's all I can remember. I don't know what year it was. I just remember back in those days. I've been to basketball. I was a real little kid.
All right. Like you played for teams?
No, I didn't play for teams, man. I just played with my cousins, and I played all night by myself.
Yeah.
You know?
So around what time you started playing for Franklin?
Well, when I moved to Dallas and started going to school up here, of course, I tried out for the team over there, and I didn't make the Franklin team. Same with Hillcrest. Like
Right.
when I got to Hillcrest, let's just say this: when I got to Hillcrest, I really didn't get my shine until like junior year, like right at the 10th grade. Then junior year is where I started to take off. But at Franklin, of course, you know the boosters and the alumni. You got these kids. Their parents went to Hillcrest and Franklin, so we're gonna take so many kids because of their skill. We're gonna take a lot of the kids because of their parents. So I was one of those kids that got overlooked, and I just had to work hard to get to where I got.
Right. Okay, so you was on that side of my dad before I was. Um, like going to that side when you when you when you learned like what the fuck school district was. Why do you think all of us was at Hillcrest?
Well, I mean, that Conrad school, that wasn't there. So Hillcrest was the closest one to us.
From for BA
It was either Hillcrest or Lake Collins,
But
where I was.
But I'm saying, but it was people from Bryan Adams School District, North Dallas Projects,
Yeah.
Valley View,
Valley
Harvey. Man, that shit was on 75 and what Hall. Well, how they end up at 75 and.
To be honest, I don't know because if you think about it, some of the people in North Dallas Project, some of them went to North Dallas High School, and then the others went to Hillcrest.
Yeah.
So I think really it had a lot to do with your address.
Right, the zoning.
Yeah. So it was the zoning. You know what I mean?
I always wanted that. I always wanted that. But before that, so when you didn't, so you didn't make the team at Franklin.
No, I didn't make the team, man. But I've always. It was some. I'm gonna tell you, man. It was some talent coming from Franklin. Hillcrest. It was some dudes, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was some dudes that were good.
Yeah.
They was living that life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even at Franklin, man.
Yeah.
It was some dudes that like I could say some names: Kenny, Lil Dennis, he's from North Dallas Projects, Ray Wright. Like dog, these dudes, if they wanted to be basketball players, they'd probably get to another level. I'm sure one of them would have got there. Yeah. And at that time, I'll say they were probably better than me, but other than that, it wasn't nobody else.
Okay, so saying that, how did you did you get in any trouble?
And I never got in trouble. Anytime you see me, you just see me with a basketball. You know, like I'm dribbling around North Dallas. You'll see me dribbling Andy Rogers. You see me Lake Hollins, Roller Lane. Like I mean, Fur Oaks. I'm at every court. You know, what I mean, this is at a young age. Like I remember, fifth and sixth grade, my daddy would take me here and there, like, and I just remember where the parks were. So like I would go to these parks by myself after school, and it'd be an hour walk. But I just go there and play until it get dark, and then I walk home, an hour home by myself. That's how I did what I did.
Okay, so for the young guys, can you tell them how you manage to stay out of trouble and not like veer to like the street life?
Because I love basketball that much. Like it wasn't nothing that I loved basketball. That was my only thought, my only dream was to get to where I wanted to get. And like I did hang with, I hung with people that smoke, drink, hood, you know what I mean? But I wasn't gonna let nobody else influence me to do what I didn't want to do. I can hang with you, be friends with you, but I'm not gonna get in trouble with you. Right. When you start doing something else, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I've always just been like that.
How did you like overcome then? Like I know you went through peer pressure. How did you overcome with peer pressure when it was presented?
To be honest with you, bro, I just wouldn't let nobody make me do nothing I didn't want to do.
Right.
Like, I ain't never really had nobody trying to peer pressure me into selling drugs or to even smoking or drinking like that. Like, they knew I was just all about playing basketball. I guess I just was blessed in that situation.
Right. And it's hard
because the dudes that I'm talking about, I'm sure some of those guys probably people they grew up with from childhood. Right. Like you gonna do some of the things they do, and I had cousins like that. I got cousins now that's like been defending their whole life. You know what I mean? And they were good at basketball too, but I just wasn't gonna let them influence me.
Right. Damn, man. Yeah, man, I commend you on that because some of us.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, girls couldn't even take me out. Now, don't get me wrong, I love women, the girls at that time, but it wasn't even a girl for to take me out for doing what I wanted to do. Yeah. And you know what it is.
Well, so that's like, see, most gentlemen cannot focus that strong, because they're gonna go think with the big head too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I had something to prove, man. Like I said, my grandma raised me since I was a baby. So I ain't never had really, I'm not gonna say I didn't have a mom and daddy, but I didn't have a mom and daddy around me. You know what I mean? So like, when you don't have that and you got grandparents, 60s, they're 90-year-old now, so 1900s, early 1900s. I mean, them people back then, like, they're all respectable people. So I'm being raised by my grandma. If it wasn't for my grandma, it'd probably be a different story. Right. I probably would have been, if she didn't take me in and she had 9 kids of her own, she didn't take me in, I probably would have been on drugs or in jail. I'm pretty sure about it because if I'm hanging and I want to go do this, she just wasn't gonna let me do anything I want to do. But the one thing they would let me do is play basketball. They would let me play from sun up until like I mean until the fog comes up outside. That's how long I used to be outside playing basketball. I'll be out there 2 o'clock shooting and the mist hit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just a drive. I love the sport that much.
That's hard. That's hard, man. Did you ever manage to? You didn't make no kids?
No, I have a daughter, man. My daughter's 22.
Oh,
she in
I
Dallas,
didn't know that.
and yeah, my baby's mother, I met her in college.
Okay, so before you get the all right, so get the Frank and shit. So you went to Hillcrest. But what was Hillcrest like? Man?
And I'm not gonna lie to you, Hillcrest for me, I have so many memories. I still have memories of you. I have memories. I gotta have one of the memories I don't forget. I can remember moments
Right.
with people. You know what I mean? Like I enjoyed Hillcrest. Like of course early on, when I'm a freshman, you're gonna meet those seniors that are bullies. You gotta go through that. But like it didn't really bother me.
Right.
I think it made me stronger. You know, and then as you freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, you just reach a different level. I can't say nothing bad about Hillcrest except for some of the basketballs. Well, some of the sports stuff that goes on there. Right. That's the only thing I can really say bad about it. But other than that, I think it was a great school.
Like, so I don't know, but during your time there, was Hillcrest good in basketball?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, when I came in as a freshman, bro, like the teams that I played on, we had a decent team.
Yeah.
My freshman year and my sophomore year, oh, these are grown men. These dudes all look like college. I'm saying like the basketball team. I would say, man, it probably wasn't the 1 or 2 dudes. Probably was like 5'11", 6 foot. Everybody else was 6'4" and up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and they had animals, man. Like they could have went far in basketball. They went far, pretty far in football. They were even good in football like that. And I don't know. It just y'all probably thought we were big, which you were kind of big. But when I tell you, these people were they were they were much bigger than me at that point in time. Yeah. It seemed like kind of coming into college, man. To be honest with
you. Yeah, they could. Like some of them cats, like I mean, you went like we just heard names. Like you mentioned, Coach Dupree off the camera, but I was gonna ask you, like when did like you start getting your name or your respect hooping there?
Man, to be honest with you, they knew who I was at Franklin.
Yeah.
Like all the dudes that I grew up with, the dudes that were football, and the dudes that on the team, they knew who I was. Like I was a skinny dude, but I had heart. I didn't quit. I refused to lose. So I already had a name with them, I would say. But with the coaches, I would say they judged. They had their favorites, man. Like I said, with the football, like the football players, when football season's over, they're gonna come in. They already got select players that they're gonna just jump in.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I wasn't having that.
Right.
Like, I mean, it was like that my freshman year, and sophomore year a little bit, but sophomore year is when they really saw that.
Yeah. During your time at Hillcrest, so on freshman, you played for freshman.
I didn't get that crazy, man. Coach Bree was the coach.
Yeah.
I didn't get 1 minute. I didn't get 1 minute of playing time.
Damn.
And you know why? And I'm better than these cats too. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was like I said, it was guys that could hoop.
Yeah.
We had 2 dudes on this team. I tell you, bro. Kenny Anderson, the old hooper. Like,
yeah.
This dude played like him, and another dude played like Reggie Miller with handles.
Yeah.
And so these 2 were the 2 that were the ones. The rest of the dudes mostly were football dudes that played on the team, and they wasn't bad. Like some of the names, Michael, Blake, and you probably know some of these dudes. Kamal, all these dudes played football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they wasn't really just legit basketball players like that. But they were decent. But to be honest, it was seeable at practice. But they were favorites. You know what I mean? It was seeable at practice, and it's been like that since. From
so, like, you debo. I mean,
no, I wasn't D-boying nobody, but I was just I'm getting it done. You know what I mean? Like the coach knows.
Yeah.
And before Coach Dupree actually died, he apologized to me. Like, and that kind of made me feel good because I remember one time he promised me that, like, you tell your parents to come.
Right.
So I had a real good practice that week, and he was like, you tell your parents to come. And you're gonna get speech, and he didn't put me in the game still. I wasn't even really mad about Coach Dupree about that because, like I said, he was such a good person, a good man. Because he used to actually, this man would give me $5 every day for meals because I didn't have the money, to pay for lunch and breakfast and all that kind of stuff. So Coach Dupree, every single day almost of my freshman year, he gave me five. He used to sell blow pops, suckers. He used to sell suckers, and he sold so many suckers. Anybody that needed money or any kind of help, Coach Dupree would help. I'm sure anybody at Hillcrest would tell you the same. But I just can't even do the math on how much money this dude used to give me just to eat every day.
Yeah, I ain't get to meet him, but for y'all that don't know, Coach Dupree is the dude who used to always walk next to the coaches when the Cowboys walked.
Yeah, he was the top security guy.
Yeah, the bright gentleman. Rest in peace, Coach Dupree. Shout out Coach Dupree.
You never meet a person. I have to give him his, you know what I'm saying, flowers. You will never meet anybody that is more genuine and caring about people.
Every athlete and person that knew him says that about him. And
I never met him like that.
Yeah.
Like, no, I never met
nobody. That's hard.
And I put him on, to be honest with you, if I was a foster child or something like that, he probably would adopt me. You know what I'm saying? I would put him on pretty much on the same level as my grandmother. Like, this dude really was like that.
Do you think there's coaches like him now?
I mean, I'm sure there are. There's been some pretty decent human being coaches at Hillcrest, like Coach T. You probably don't know him. Coach Stan. Like, it was some guys up there. There was some guys up there, like, some of them probably were mean or whatever, but I think they probably had good hearts. Right. But I mean, I'm not putting on them on his level.
Right. For me, I think it would be Coach Cotton Harris, because they believed in me so much. They took me off freshman, put me on JV. I always felt like I let them down when I had to close. They would come visit me like every fucking weekend. Right. And I would see them cry like, man, Coach Scott here, because Coach Scott used to, like how Coach Dupree did that to you, he would take me home every day and buy me something if I wanted.
Coach Scott used to take me
in that van.
Yeah, this is after games. Like,
after games,
you know what I mean? Like, he would always take me to the barbecue spot on Greenville.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a whole story about that, but I don't have the experience with him that I had with you. I have to tell you mine. Yeah. It's different.
That's crazy. You didn't never play football?
Man, I played football my sophomore year, man. But they tried to put me out there at corner. You know, they seen my receiver skills.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, they tried to put me at corner, man. I wasn't finna hit nobody. I came. I'm not gonna be honest. I ain't coming out here to hit nobody. I'm coming out here to be like Randy Moss. I'm just really trying to get in shape for the basketball season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they could have used me as a weapon like that.
Yeah.
Because I had hands like that, bro. I'm an athlete. You know what I mean? But I'm not going out there. I'm not finna hit nobody. Like, you ain't finna have me hit no running back.
That nigga said no. So I mean, how many games you played? Before you finally fuck it.
I think I got in one game. But look, I really didn't. My intentions were not to, especially after I seen they wasn't gonna use me as a weapon.
Yeah.
Like, you could just really JV. I'm playing JV, bro.
Yeah.
You could just really run a streak, a fly, and just throw that mug up. I'm just gonna throw my hand up. I mean, like, I was gonna jump over a one-on-one.
Right.
You feel me? You could use me as a weapon like that.
Right.
I ain't saying we was on varsity. I think I would have been, if I'd have played that year and then junior year, I would have been a receiver. You know, if I would have wanted to go to varsity, but I wasn't gonna hit nobody. You're not gonna put me at the wrong position.
Right.
It wasn't gonna happen.
So, mentally at that age, you was already making like thinking like that and making these decisions.
Oh yeah, because like I said, I was using football just for exercise. I'm like, let me just get in better shape for basketball. But then when I seen they put me in corner and not receiver, and you put some little scrub dudes, I could say some names, but you put some little scrub dudes at receiver. I mean, I'm not going to get hurt. Like this is just to get endurance,
right?
And that's what it was.
Okay, so for up and coming athletes that's balling, considering what you expressed, what you went through, how would you recommend like the young fellas, like one, how you didn't starting, how you was told you would get in the game and didn't get in the game. How do you how would you give them advice to go through that?
Man, I just think, to be honest with you, I could give you advice all day, but I think it's the dog in you.
Right.
It's the accomplishments you want to make.
Right.
Like it's all about your mind, man.
Right.
Where you want to get, if you want to get there in sports, everybody's not gonna get there. Like I didn't never reach my ultimate dream, and that was going to the league. Like anybody that played basketball or football, they want to go to the NBA or NFL. So
right.
I mean, like there are some gifted ones that can possibly get there. You just have to have a strong mind, and you have to really you have to focus on what you want to do, and you got to go out there.
Like history of Hillcrest, do you put yourself in the history?
Man, you know what? They didn't really keep the numbers, but I'm definitely in the history because all the people that I played against, like all the dudes that were above me, like when I came in as a freshman, they seniors, and I seen all seniors go. Basketball wise, I would have everybody asked that was on that team that's ever played at Hillcrest. Like I played against one of my coaches. I went to Brookhaven, I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. One of my coaches, he played on the national championship team of Hillcrest with Kurt Thomas and Maxie. You know Maxie, Tyrone Maxie. His daddy played for Hillcrest. He was on that team.
I didn't know that.
So that team in '87, I think it's '87, not '89, '87, I believe though. You just had to imagine what kind of athletes they had, and like. I bet you that whole team, dudes probably coming from Oak Cliff, just like it is now. You know how we get,
move out the hood, move on down.
For them to win state, I know they had to have a lot of brothers on that team. And I'm not saying that I love Coach Scott for certain reasons, and
he was there in the end.
He was the one that won state.
Oh fuck!
'87. Right, Coach Scott, been around for a long time.
God,
but Coach Scott ain't nothing. People think he's old.
Like because it's white hair.
He just got white hair.
That was it.
That ain't gray hair. That ain't gray hair. Right. That's white hair. I thought he was 70 years old when he was coaching me. I didn't really realize that until I came back from overseas, and then I had a talk with him, and he told me how old he was. And some people was urging me like, man, you too old. You need to stop being coaching. But he really wasn't that old. You know what I mean? It's just his coaching style. I want to go into that with you.
Yeah. Know that. Okay, before we go into that, I don't necessarily have a Mount Rushmore from Hillcrest, but when I look at like niggas who came, I say Kurt Thomas and you.
No, it's a news that you don't know. Like Marcus Goree was a beast. He went to West Virginia. If Clint wanted to be a basketball player like that, he could have been. He was really good. Clint Robinson, probably the coldest football, one of the coldest football player ever. He could have played basketball if he wanted to. He could have played fucking tennis if he wanted to. Yeah. Then you got like those dudes on the state championship. I can't disrespect them. Yeah. Or it's probably been some great dudes that come through Hillcrest I'll never know. One thing I do know, I played against somebody on that state championship that ended up being my coach, and he was still young. He was a defensive monster. He was 6'5.5", 6'6". Yeah. That's where I got my defense from. He taught me the tricks of the trade, and I used to bust him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I know that anybody, I mean, Landry Skurlock, this dude was Damien on steroids. Yeah. Like he was 94. Bro, they had a team so cold in '94, bro. Like, I swear they had probably like They had a 6'7" dude, they had a 6'8", they had a 6'11", they had 3 6'5". All these dudes black. They had one white dude, I think he was 6'8", Spencer Enrique.
Yeah.
They had a squad, and they had guards. They had Clint was a guard. They had my dude name from the project, bro. He was cold too, the lefty. Matthew Zucker. They had the other cat. They had Corey Trimble. And they had this other guy, can't think of his name. Byron, not Byron, that was his brother name. Corey Trimble know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But they had a squad.
Yeah.
And like I said, as a freshman, they're seniors. I'm already, I feel like I'm good enough to be in that team.
Right.
I know I'm not going to get that opportunity because I'm not even playing on a freshman team. But I do remember playing on the black. We play every day. And I'm busting senior.
Yeah.
Like, that blacktop, there was a lot of legends playing out there on that blacktop every day at lunch and in the mornings before school.
Before school.
You know what I mean? So I don't put myself behind them.
Right.
Like, especially when I get your height. Yeah. Now I'm taller. I'm 6'6". I went, like I told you earlier, I was only 6'2" and a half at Hillcrest senior year.
Right.
And then as soon as I graduated, bro, like 6'6". You feel me? So like 3.5 inches. If I'd had this 3.5 inches while I'm in school, like, that's another problem. You see what I'm saying? Right. Like, think about that. And I'm already averaging 22, 23, 24 in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's 8 minutes each quarter. So that's 32 minutes a game.
Right.
But I was probably only playing, 21, 22 minutes max. And that's because of Coach Scott.
Yeah.
So if I'm averaging 22, 23, and I'm not playing 12 minutes, I'm averaging 20. I'm averaging over a point a minute.
Yeah.
And I got 12 more minutes. I would have averaged 30, and that would have put me in consideration to be a McDonald's All-American. If I'm averaging 30 in Dallas, I would have been at least a nominee to be a McDonald's All-American.
But do everybody play the whole 32 minutes?
I mean, if you go to I'm going to say this. I was told my junior year, me, Tyrone, my guy Tyrone, you don't know Tyrone Jones? He's my best friend. You don't know Ty Jones? Mm-hmm. He grabbed too.
Yes, I do. He's dark.
Yeah.
He's married to a young lady that came up under me.
Yeah,
April. Yeah, she was best friends with my little sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I do know him. I do know. Yeah.
So we was told my sophomore year, my junior year, his senior year, we was told by Coach Scott that if you ain't 6'7", 6'8", colleges don't want you. This is what you can ask him. You can ask Coach Scott. That's probably something he believed.
Right.
But me and Tyrone, we watch basketball every day. So we done seen guards that's 5'11", Damon Stoudemire, 6'2" guards, Kerry Kittle. Like, we done seen, if you watch college basketball, you know you don't have to be no 6'7", 6'8" to play in no college basketball. So I don't understand it. That was his belief. But if I would have went to a black school, not using race or anything, but let's just say I would have went to Carter Kimball or Stock or somewhere like that, they're going to play me to win. Like, you're going to play me 30 minutes if I'm your best player. You know what I mean? And you're not going to tell me that you got to be 6'7" or 6'8" to go to college and get a scholarship. You're not going to tell me that. Yeah, because what you're going to do is you're going to go and look at all the colleges that are interested in you. You're going to find out who it is. I didn't even get none of my letters. If I got letters, I never got them. I never got them.
I was going to ask, so you had...
And for what I was told, that's always been the thing at Hillcrest. They'll hide letters from you. Football and basketball. Especially if they don't like you.
Damn, but why wouldn't, but you're not a troublemaker. Why wouldn't...
I wasn't a troublemaker, but like, you got my intensity. No, it's my intensity.
Oh.
See, when I get on the basketball court, practice, game, sometimes they might think I'm cocky. but I'm not cocky. My mind frame is to kill and try to get to where I'm trying to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I might talk some shit to other teams, but not no. I'm not trying to fight nobody. But like, if I score on somebody or whatever, I might stand over and bump them a little bit and then go down the court. That wasn't my antics every game, but like, if that's something he don't like, then I'm gonna have to pay the consequence of that. My consequence was always getting pulled out the game. You know what I mean? So I never got any letters. Uh, I really don't know. I'm sure somebody seen me
Man, they had to.
because
Yeah, they had to.
yeah, but
I mean, they watched when you was JV and varsity.
and you think about this, I just have brain freeze. Kind of bring these memories up kind of hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing I always wanted to accomplish was going to be. That was the first thing, seeing myself playing B1.
And you feel they kind of
So
contributed to that.
so yeah, I ended up going to Brookhaven. You know what I mean? Like,
that's where you went to college?
Yeah, I went to Brookhaven first 2 years. So like, if it wasn't for Tyrone, I didn't know what was going. To be honest with you, I didn't know what was going to happen after Hillcrest. Like, especially if I don't get no scholarship or whatever, I really didn't know you could go to these colleges and get a tryout, a walk on, or whatever. I didn't know nothing about that. So if it wasn't for Tyrone, I went to Richland when I was a sophomore and he was a junior. I went to Richland College with him. Mm-hmm. Coach Story was their coach, and I went up there with him, and he was trying out. Coach Story really liked him. He didn't even look at me. You know what I'm saying? He threw me on the other court, and you know, not to knock my boy, he could hoop, but you know what I'm saying. So my next year, what that? Let me see, my senior year. For some reason, Tyrone was still wanting to hoop. Right. You know, after high school, he was 1 year out. Went to Brookhaven, and went to Brookhaven. I went with him again. I didn't know. I went up there, and coach liked me. He signed me that day. So, and that's not nothing. It's a junior college, but I got on there that day, busting the players, some of the players that was already on his team. You know what I mean? So like, I'm a year younger. I got, I got somebody that wants me. So that was gonna be my plan after Hillcrest. And I had to go with what I had to go with. Right. And I didn't want nobody knowing that I went to Brookhaven or had to go to a community college. But me not knowing that, a lot of great players that went to community college, Sean Kemp, Nick Van Exel, Larry Johnson, Steve Francis. A lot of people go to JUCO. It's a lot of cold players in JUCO. There's a lot of players that go to JUCO because they can't get their grades. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I didn't know that at first. You know, I'm just like, let me get 2 more years of hooping, and I think I can get an earning scholarship and go on to a D1 or something.
Yeah, so you know I'm bringing this up since we had your senior year. Senior year, y'all, this nigga cheated me in a 3-point contest. I'ma always say this because I'm the last rat. For some odd reason, this cold ass nigga only had 4 balls, not 5. So they counted your last shot as a 2. And that's how you won.
See, I don't remember that. I really don't remember this because the dunk contest was before. Yeah. I got cheated out the dunk contest.
And that was you, Will, Kurt.
They gave the dunk contest.
Who had the ball on?
That was Kurt.
Kurt, yeah.
They gave him the win because he had a cast on.
Yeah, the cast.
And so he jumped over somebody that was basically hunched over like a dog.
I remember.
And then he jumped, he won. So, and I'm gonna say this. I was a dunking dude, like, but I just had basic stuff in high school. Right. Like I was right hand, I was left hand, I was 2 hands. But when I got to Brookhaven, and I'm playing with dudes that's coming from Lincoln, like a lot of my teammates went to Lincoln, from Chicago, from New York. Like we got hoopers. Like I play with hoopers. So when I got there and I'm practicing with them every day, after practice, you get a dude, you got to stand on the goal. We see who can dunk on who. You know what I'm saying? A whole team could dunk. So hanging around these dudes, that's where all my windmills, my 360s. I didn't know really none of it. I was just dunking, just regular dunking, not knowing that my dunk wasn't shit, really. You know what I'm saying? I'm a game time dunker, I'll dunk on you, but it really ain't shit for a dunk contest.
Right.
Now when I went to college and I'm hanging with these dudes and I learned that,
Yeah.
Now I'm bringing serious stuff out.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been that you could jump over a car and you wouldn't have beat me in the dunk contest if I would have had all the stuff that I had when I got to Brookhaven.
Yeah, but that's what happened.
Well, I mean, if you want that, I remember giving them that trophy. They were gonna put my name and stuff on it.
Yeah.
It's still a Hillcrest, bro. I just tell them to give it to me.
I
never got that trophy.
Yeah, that's one of them ones. That's my only highlight because I had Rick after that, so I ain't get to do no more sports after that. Okay, so after senior year, you go to Brookhaven. So what happens? What goes on in Brookhaven? How long you was there?
2 years. Let me go back to Hillcrest.
Yeah.
You remember? This is when the last 5 games. Remember we was talking about Coach Scott? Would always take you get food. He take me. You know that barbecue place I'm talking about, right? On Greenwood.
On Greenwood, it's still there.
Yeah, he always takes.
Still
he would take everybody home. He'd take me home last. And you out. But the last 5, so I guess he really. I don't know if he felt guilty or the last 5 games we was this close to the playoffs. So like he took me home after the game. This was the first time he gave me some love for really. He told me, he was like, what you want? So he'll give me a 3-meat barbecue, 3 vegetables. You already know the side, the big lemonade. He said to me, these last 5 games are important. I need you to go home, get your sleep, be ready to play tomorrow. I'm gonna let you do what you want to do. I played almost every minute of the last 5 games. The next game we played soccer.
Yeah.
And we had to win. We had to win these games to get to playoff. That was 7-4. Soccer was good that year. This was my highest scoring game I had at Hillcrest.
Oh.
Yeah, 47. He didn't take me out the game. He let me do what I wanted. The other 4 games, not including the playoff games, other 4 games I averaged 32. So that just tells you if I did that in the last 5 games, and I could have had, and I missed 13 free throws. I remember this because he told me. So you could have had 60. I missed 13 free throws. That ain't counting the shots I probably missed. Right. But I know I was on fire like a fire department going to put one out. Right. You know what I mean? And, so like that was, I don't know if he felt guilty or whatever. Probably not. But that made me feel good for him finally acknowledging me as hard as I worked all the time. You know what I'm saying? So and then I went out there and did what I was supposed to do. So that right there, that still bothers me too.
Yeah, because you would have went D1 if had you played. How many games was it?
That was the last. 30. We played like 30 games.
Fuck.
Yeah, you played 30 games on varsity.
So you had you played even 25 games.
No, I played all the games. It's just I didn't get all the minutes. Yeah, I didn't get all the minutes. Bro, I didn't get tired out there, bro. Like it wasn't but me. Stewart was the point guard. I love Stewart because he was all like a John Stockton for us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he controlled the game. He played his role. 10 points, 10 assists. He going to get that. He was first team all district. That's a double-double. So he was solid, like you always say. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Damon. He was a monster. Will, he was a monster. Yeah. Both of them dudes that fell off on the second half. They come back in the playoffs. Yeah. I was by myself for the last 5 games.
As in grades?
Grades, yeah. So, me, Damien, dude named Rossi, and everybody else was just role players, which I'm not knocking role players. Everybody, I don't even play the role. Right. You play a role. You just got to know your role.
Yeah. Okay, so you go. What was you averaging in college?
In my first year at Brookhaven, when the whole team was there, this failing stuff seems to follow everywhere you go. So I probably averaged 18 first 20 games, and defensive player conference as a freshman. So that's like basically freshman of the year too. Yeah. But then the last thing is the same situation happened. 2 of our best players, our shooting guard from Chicago and our point guard from Lincoln, they fell off the team. The last 10 games is against all the community colleges in Dallas. So Eastfield, Mountain View, Richland, North Lake. And so, like the last 10 games, after those 2 fell off, 30. for the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So, and Richmond won the national title that year. So
Damn.
they won the junior college national title. That's
Yeah.
big. You go to New York and play it. So when we played Richmond at their house, I had 38. And when they came to Brookhaven, I had 34.
Yeah. So
against the champions.
Doing that, no college, no other college reached out to
Nah,
you.
man, because I was blessed at least to I wasn't getting my letters there either. Like I'm gonna say, the coach there, cool guy. He was a young coach. Like, I think he was probably around 26. He played at Drake, Coach Allen, and he even tell me to the day he was a young coach. And one thing I tell people, this is very important for young players. Like he was asking about the players and stuff, and try to find somebody that fits your style of play. Like his style of play, he was a shooting guard for Drake. He was a shooter. You know what I mean? Like from 3 deep, great shooter. Like I think he was the leading scorer and everything. Drake, Drake University.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like his style was shooters. You playing the game where you want to shoot threes, and I was like a Paul Pierce type of player.
Right.
You feel me? Like I can get to the whole score. I'm transition. I'm a score, and I can hit threes, especially when I get hot. But I'm not just like a 40% Curry 3-point shooter. But in the clutch, I'm gonna hit them. But so we had guys from Rockwall, and some other schools like that, and so they fit his scheme more, but not defensively. Defense is always gonna keep you on the court,
right?
And I'm still gonna give you 18 or whatever. But you have to get somebody that's gonna play the way you play. So like, let's say I would have went to somewhere like PV, or I've never had a black coach, so I never really had nobody to understand me. And you know how like in a lot of black people, they think we're aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dog mentality that I got on the inside of me. I'm trying to accomplish something, but he's trying to accomplish something. He's a young coach too. Mm-hmm. So, but his thing is over here, my thing is over here. We kind of met here, but we didn't. You know what I'm saying? So like, he gave me a few schools that were interested in me. I went to the walkout. The trials. I did good at trials. Made the schools. They ain't worth mentioning. I can mention them, but was in Kansas. Ended up going to the school, got a scholarship. Got down there, didn't play. I took my baby mother. The only reason I chose this school, the reason I'm gonna say I chose this school is because my baby mother was pregnant. And so this school was the only school that was going to allow me. The other schools that were interested in me that I should have went to, I didn't go to because I didn't want to leave my baby mother behind. You feel me? She was pregnant. I didn't want my baby mother to have to deal with my daughter or my kid at the time. I didn't know what it was. I didn't want them to go through that. I didn't want my daughter to go through the same stuff.
Right.
So I chose the wrong school. But the one thing I did do is I stayed, and this was hard. I stayed 2 years and got the college degree. You know what I mean? I got 2 degrees down there, and those degrees I got them. Like they really just helped me, or anything like that. But I can say that's an accomplishment. Right. You know what I mean? Like it ain't the route that I want to go. But I did get them, and that was hard for me to not just try to go overseas or do something. But I just stuck it out.
Yeah. Well, said again, man. I need to commend you for that. Man.
That was hard.
Yeah,
like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm seeing dudes, and the coach told me like you the best player ever come to this school. Damn. Because it was an NIA school. Right. But like I said, they ain't worth mentioning because I don't want to get into credit at all. Right. Because they didn't do right by me.
Damn. I sure wish they had, because like I know eventually where you ended up, but before we get to that, like did you hoop with like anybody that made it to the league at any of these schools you went to, as far as like the Brookhaven or the other college?
No. I think one of my teammates, the point guard at Brookhaven, he played in Europe, England, and anybody else played pro. I think the shooting guard I was telling you about, the white guy. Mm-hmm. I think he could have had a career.
Yeah.
But I think he's well off. If you don't have that deep desire to, I would play for free, man. You know what I'm saying? I really would. Not now, but like back then, I would play for free because I always felt like I'm gonna prove myself to him, and somebody gonna see me. So I would have played just for a meal. You give me a meal, I come play because I thought that might have had somebody to see me somewhere, and you never
that's all it was that.
Yeah.
So you just feel like never had the correct coach.
I never had the person that's gonna think of me the way that I wanted to be thought of. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that they were. Coach Scott wasn't a bad person. I would give Coach Scott this. Coach Scott is a great fundamental coach. Like, he's going to teach you the things that are going to make you solid.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, without fundamentals, you ain't playing no professional ball. You got to have some kind of fundamental base. I tell kids, make sure you work on your fundamentals. Right. He was great at that.
Yeah. Okay. So from Brookhaven to the college in Kansas, what was next?
What was next? I came back home. My daughter was here. My baby mother, we was trying to make it. Had the degrees, couldn't find no job. Eventually, we used to go in our own ways. I started working. I worked at FedEx.
Right.
And I did this for a few years, but I still had that hunger to hoop. So they had the D League, you know what they call it, the G League now. It was the D League. It had a team, the Dallas Mavericks team was the Fort Worth Tycoons.
Yeah.
So I went to the tryout 3 years in a row. 250 dudes there. You got to pay to try out. I went to the tryout 3 years in a row, 250 dudes. I made the final five, 3 years in a row.
Damn.
But they didn't give me no first shot. This was the time when Dirk, Josh Howard, when they had that team, you know, like. So I thought I was gonna get a chance to at least Marquise Daniels. I thought I was gonna get a chance to at least go to camp, just be seen there. Right. You know what I mean? Because they was looking for somebody. You know what I mean? But then with the D League, the difference between the D League and the G League, the D League, if you made the team in the D League, you had 3 years to get to the NBA from the D League. If not, you didn't make it, you was done. The G League, they'll sign you to a two-way contract, so you can play on the NBA team one night, you can play on that team one night. And they might be paying you like Bronny. He's making, I think, $8 million or $3 million, something like that, somewhere around there. He's playing the two contract, but he can stay in the G League his whole career if he really wanted to. Right. Which wouldn't be smart for him because when his contract's up, if he doesn't, I think he'll be solid in the league. I don't know what people think. I think he could be a good role player. But if he doesn't make it, if I was him, I would go overseas because they would pay for him just because of his name too. He can make some big money over there. But I know that's probably not his dream. His dream is NBA. Right. But when the NBA pushes you out, which I'm not saying it's going to do with him because his daddy, but if the NBA does push him out overseas, he'll make a killing because his daddy. Right. So that was an accomplishment itself, and that hurt me too. And the crazy part, I wasn't playing competitive anymore. I was only playing at Rex. You know what I'm saying? I get up on Saturday morning and go play with these dudes. I wasn't in any shape. And these tribes were monstrous. They had us doing football shit. Like they take us to the football field first, bro. And they making us run 100s, 90s, 80s. They been trying to make people quick and throw up. Mm-hmm. When dudes is dropping out, like 10, you drop 10 dropping out here, 10 here. You there 3 hours. They're just dropping out. Me not even being in shape, I made these workouts. And that, I come home, I was, some of the worst pain you ever feel. But yeah. It kind of made me feel good to know that I made the final five, but it just wasn't good enough. The only reason I didn't make it is because I didn't have an agent for one, and for two, I didn't have no D1 experience. So I didn't have no tape that they could look back on and be like, this guy is good enough. They took somebody that's got more experience or somebody that's just coming out of like college that probably played in the tournament or something like that. I didn't get the opportunity because I didn't do neither one of those. You feel me? Yeah. I couldn't have an agent because I didn't play those.
Right. Damn. So, how did you end up overseas?
Well, like I said, from these tryouts, I went to another tryout. I was seeing
A lot of Asian things.
Asian teams. They come to Las Vegas. They have tryouts there. Asian teams from Korea, China. Yeah, they work out. And I did fairly well there, but nothing to actually get me in over there. So, but they knew who I was. So I just was like, man, let me find a way to get over to Asia. Because I know if I get over there, then I can find my way in. So I went to Korea. First I got online, I searched, and I found this job teaching kids. So I went to Korea as a teacher. I was teaching conversational English.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I really, and to be honest with you, I enjoyed that. I would do that. I would go over there right now because it was an easy life. They pay for your housing, food. Like you save all your money. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
every dollar. So $35,000 I was putting in my pocket, cash. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy. All I'm doing basically is just teaching kids how to communicate.
Right.
So I did that. You already know I'm over there hooping. Like I'm in Korea, connecting with players, and just doing my basketball stuff. I'm finding people that do basketball stuff, making money. I started training, players and kids like that. And I just started meeting people. Got a connection in China. Ended up going to China. Did the same thing for 3 months. Next thing you know, I was playing so much, picked up. I just started playing on the league teams, on all kinds of basketball. In China, it's a non-stop circle of basketball.
Yeah.
Where it's like all year round. You know the way we love basketball in sports over here, like just NFL sports. In China, they love basketball the way that we love basketball in the 80s and 90s. In basketball over there, to even go to the park, you got to play to get on the park court. You got to pay $2 or $3 just to play the park. It's because it's that many people.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? But they love the game so much.
Look, like
I said, the season never stops over there. It's like everyday basketball. Like I'm getting calls, I'm getting games, I'm getting tours, I'm getting everything. I'm in commercials, I'm in movies. Because I blew my name up in an M1 game. Like they got a street basketball.
There?
Yeah, I blew my name up. Went to this M1 thing. Like they got a M1, like American M1.
Yeah.
They got the Chinese version of it. And they can hoop street ball wise. I went to this and I blew my name up. And then after that, I was famous over there. On the internet. Like I'm famous to the point where I'm gonna say I broke my forearm. Yeah. Somebody hit me with the elbow right now. One of the dudes, he posted it, called WeChat. He posted it. He said he asked me for my bank account. I gave him my bank account. Next thing you know, I'm getting notifications. You got people all over China giving me money. Have surgery.
God damn.
I'm talking about you'll have college students sending me $1. You'll have kids sending me $5. You have people sending me $200. You'll see a basketball team might send me $1,000. So like, and I'm saying like, even college students, just like people that knew who I was because of my name.
Yeah.
These people ain't got no money, or a lot of these people are real poor. So just imagine people just send me $1, bro. But it amounted to $45,000.
God damn.
And that probably didn't even reach all my fans. You feel me?
Right.
So that money, that's just pocket money. I ain't gonna have no surgery in China. I can't let the American have surgery. So that's just pocket money.
So okay, you went to be a teacher. Y'all hear this? Fellas like he chased a job, a job. Some of you niggas is afraid of. A nigga chased that motherfucker across the water. From that to hooping and to becoming a star? Like, was Marbury them? You
No,
was
Mario done.
there?
He won 3 championships. I was
He
in
a
his.
big ass.
I actually was in his movie.
What?
I was in his commercial. He got a movie about his.
That nigga like God up there.
Yeah, yeah. He about a movie. He got a movie about his life and like, he was the first person to win a championship for Beijing. They never had a championship. He won 3 in a row.
Oh, so they paid him.
No, they didn't give them the MVP. He was the MVP, but they built a statue. They don't give the foreigner the MVP. They give you the statue.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? They want to give their player the MVP, the best player, whoever it is.
Yeah.
They built a statue of the foreigner. They built a statue of this man.
Yeah, damn. But I mean, I seen these. They would treat you like Jesus too.
Yeah, man, I got treated very well, man. Like, I would tell you this: don't believe what you hear on TV
About
nowhere in the world.
Yeah.
You know how we were always brainwashed about people from Africa? Like, they show like flies in their eyes and all this kind of stuff on the white TV channels and stuff like that. Africa ain't like that. There might be a few places like out there. In China, like they say, China's a beast, like the enemy. These people are way more peaceful than we ever are.
Yeah.
I tell you that when I go over there, I'm not gonna lie to you. I live the most comfortable life. It's like every day. And I don't even think it's because I was famous over there. I think it's just because of the kind of people they are. They're curious about foreigners, they're curious about black people. You do get some racism, but their racism is nothing like our racism. They don't even have guns over there, like only the police. So like their racism is like this: if they don't like you, they just look at you and keep walking, gone. Our racism, you already know what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so all that stuff they say about China, it ain't true. It's the most peaceful place I've ever lived. When I tell you, and it's all about saving your money over there too. It's all about you're eating healthy, like their food ain't stuck with steroids and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The party scene in Asia, America can't touch it. In Korea and China, bro, they party until you have so much fun in that club. You come outside, it's daytime. It'd be like 9 o'clock in the morning. You can't even believe that you ain't tired from being in the club that long. I did that a few times.
Yeah.
My cutoff really was 4 though, you know what I mean? But like, you don't have that kind of fun in the States, bro. I would tell anybody, go to another country and see some stuff. Don't go with the TV deals because it's just, it's just television. They're just telling you the vision. You know what I'm saying? That's just really what it is.
Right.
So I would tell anybody, man, go see for yourself.
How long you was out there?
I was in Asia for 12 years.
Fuck.
2008, 2009.
Oh God! I mean, you had a house there, or
I had apartments.
Yeah.
I had an apartment. I played in Mongolia. I played in Korea. I played in China, Hong Kong. I played in 4 countries.
Yeah.
And I had a place. I had 2 places at once in different countries, and I go to different places. I usually would have a place to go.
Yeah.
And if I was for hire, playing for some teams on for hire, then I'm staying in 5, 6 star hotels, like the best shit you ever see.
Yeah.
The best food you can eat. So like, you can't say nothing bad about Asia to me, because I know better.
So, I mean, even though you didn't go to the NBA and become a superstar, do you still like resent that?
Oh yeah, man, that eats me. That hurts me the most. I can't even watch NBA until the playoffs. And I get emotional about that shit.
Damn.
Because I played against dudes that's coming straight over to play on some of these teams, like straight out of college.
I
like,
seen with that Zeke.
At Duke, like people that play at Duke and Michigan State and North Carolina. Played against these dudes, and they're younger than me. So I know that I'm league worthy. And I play against NBA dudes, and I'm putting up my numbers. My numbers, I got to get 20 and 10. I'm going to get 20 points, 10 rebounds, then I've done my job.
Yeah.
I've always, anywhere I go, you're going to get that 20 and 10 from me. Yeah. You just got like your role. Eventually, I got out of the caring of being the man. I just wanted to be one of the men. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's 3 of us, we all get our shit. You know what I mean? That, like, the Hillcrest, I wanted to be the man. Right. I wanted to get somewhere. But even at Brookhaven, the coach there he kind of took some of my game away, and I kind of started learning from him. It's not about you as much, and I did learn that from him. But I mean, when they think I'm mad because I don't get my numbers, you know what I mean? I'm mad because I didn't contribute and play up to the level that I know I can play at. So they think I'm stingy. And I'm really mad because I know if I play at my top level or you use me the way you should use me, then we're gonna win. I mean, you can't win every game, but I know I feel like if I'm a first option, if people use me that way, especially in junior college, high school, we're gonna win most of those games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a difference in the pros though. Right? You can hit 40 and you're the only dude on the team. You can't win. You can't win unless you just one of them Shaq figures. You know what I'm saying? Or Tracy McGrady, somebody that's just that big, 6'9", that they're just so big that they're gonna dominate. Like, see, I'm only 6'6", like that's a good size, but you're not gonna be able to. I can give you 30, but like shit, we need 40. You know what I'm saying? But I can't give you 40 if I'm playing against 5 decent dudes and my 4 dudes ain't decent. It does take a team. You know what I mean?
Some of the guys you played over in Asia, they was on the Olympic team. Or they was on the NBA
they got national teams. Yeah.
I seen you one dude that
one
played
Juju.
Yeah, I was gonna say he
used to play for the Mavericks.
Yeah,
he used to play for.
He was on his squad.
He's a legend.
Against him.
Nah, I played against his team. He was. I think he had a team. He had his own team.
Yeah, but he's a legend over there.
No, he's a legend.
Yeah.
Like he's left-handed. He's the Chinese Lamar Odom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he cold.
Yeah, I know.
He could have been cold as hell in the NBA. They're using right now.
Yeah, they just.
You know what I'm saying? Like cold. Just like how Yao was.
Yeah.
Remember when Yao first came to the NBA? Shaq was giving until he wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
But like after 3 years, she started giving Shaq the business.
Yeah, he was 300.
Dunking on Shaq, dunking on everybody else. Shoot that motherfucker. He gave Shaq fits because Shaq couldn't jump out. He could shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq couldn't come out to the elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all was a monster. And if y'all didn't get hurt for playing year round because his country made him play in the Olympics, made him play in all the summer games, if he could have rested and then just focused on the NBA, he would probably been. I'm not gonna say the greatest center ever, bro, but he would have been top 5.
Yeah.
Yao Ming was a monster.
Bro. Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was. So with your experience over there, your experience in high school, just all the trials and tribulations, have you ever thought about being a coach?
Man, I tried to do a little coaching here at AAU. Like I had a little team. In East Texas actually.
Yeah.
Like I went.
Recently?
This was about. Okay, so I didn't tell you this. I told you my grandma 99. Yeah. So like, I would say this was about. I think when she turned 92 or something like that, she lived up. My grandpa had died. Mm. She lived by herself for 5 years. Like 90 something, it's hard. Mm. So one day I called her and I'm like, I'm just joking. I'm like, you want me to come down there and live with you? And she said, yeah. So then she said, yeah, I gotta live up to that. You feel me? So because I owe her that. Right. She took care of me since I was a baby. So I went down there for 3 years and took care of my grandma. It was hard, you know what I mean? I didn't work, I didn't do nothing. I probably left that house. I left that house in 3 years, probably, honest to God, less than 20 times unless I went to get groceries. Yeah. My fun time was just going to spend a weekend in a casino and just gamble and just, relax. Yeah. My aunt would stay with her or whatever. And so I took care of her for 3 years. I cooked all the meals. I cooked 2 meals a day for her. Annie would come cook breakfast. I can cook, you know what I'm saying? And if I couldn't, I wouldn't be able to survive. Right. So, took care of her. Like that was very important to me. I didn't really think she was gonna say yeah. Right. And that meant a lot to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. But yeah, I was asking you about The coaching?
Oh, the coaching, yeah. When I was down there, I was coaching. I coached one little tournament. We won first place in this tournament.
Oh yeah.
But I don't have the patience because these parents think their kids are going to the league. So their parents, if I don't play their kids, they get mad at me and why you didn't play him? I couldn't take that, bro. And then you got kids that think they're better, they know. Like I'm gonna let everybody play. Put it this way: if we play a sorry team, everybody gonna play equal time. But if we play a good team, only the people that I can trust are gonna be in that game.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And some parents think just because they pay money that their kids should play. And that's not the way that I'm brought up, and that's not the way I'm going. I'm not gonna coach like that. So from that, I just figured, let me just be a trainer, just teach fundamentals. Matter of fact, I got a company called Fun and Mentals, and that's all I do is just work out kids and train kids.
Yeah.
So if anybody needs their kids taught the right way and taught fundamentals, they can reach you and you can reach me.
Oh, that's hard. Y'all hear that? Y'all want to learn how to ball? Just me here some ball.
Definitely ain't coaching unless if y'all paying, then I'll coach them.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just gonna train. I really love teaching them fundamentals and showing them, even the ones that's less talented. If you got fundamentals, you can make it with fundamentals. Like you might not be as skilled as somebody else, but if you're fundamentally sound, the fundamentals are gonna take you a lot farther than an athlete.
Right. Do you charge for that?
Oh yeah, ain't nothing free. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing free.
But I'm gonna definitely it ain't just a money thing for me. It ain't just a money thing for me. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoy teaching the kids, and I like to see them actually do the stuff in the game.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
It just makes me feel good to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I want to ask, what made you still got places over there in Asia?
No, I ain't got no places, but I do have connections over there, and if the right opportunity comes, I'm going.
What made you come back?
Well, that was the only reason, to be honest. If it weren't for Corona, I would still be over
there. Yeah. So what you mean by Corona made you come back? It was worse there?
Shit. Their government, you got to think about this. Like Asia, especially China, you ever stepped in an ant bed?
Yeah.
You see all those ants just start just going in different directions. So many of them, they can't even find a place to go. Yeah. That's how China is. There's no houses in China. It's all buildings. Yeah. There's 1 million buildings. Everybody lives in buildings. There ain't no houses. What was the question again? I kind of.
Why you moved back?
Oh yeah.
You were saying Corona.
Yeah, Corona. When their government shut it down, they knew way before, because I had came back over. I was visiting before Corona, right before it hit. And I had one of my Chinese friends hit me up and be like, "Hey, bro, you in America now? Let's do this business. Let's buy. I'm gonna see. Let's go half-half get 20,000 masks." I'm like, masks? He said something in the world's gonna change the whole world. He told me this at least 6 weeks before America announced it. He actually had put a post on Facebook when he told me.
Yeah.
You probably don't remember. This was at least 6 weeks. But I wasn't believing him. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be selling no damn ass. And the day that Kobe died on a Sunday. When Donald Trump came out the bull that he was talking. And that's when Corona came out. But they shut down China so bad that, because I had a lot of friends and stuff still over there, teammates. They couldn't go outside for 90 days, or they couldn't leave their apartment for 90 days. And you had to stay in your apartment for 90 days. And if you did leave, China don't play. They went and bolted up their doors so they couldn't come outside.
Oh, shit.
So the military had to bring everybody food. They'll bring box food put by your door.
That shit was like a movie.
But they did it the right way compared to how we did it.
Yeah,
we just said, this is Texas. We do whatever we want. People didn't want to wear masks. Over there after that night, Corona was sick, bro. Everybody was dying. Everybody was getting sick. That's where it started.
Yeah.
And it's just it was a bad situation. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
90 days.
That's that's hard. That's like being in jail, man.
Yeah, I couldn't do that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if I would have stayed over there, the ones that did stay, as soon as they opened back up, those dudes was getting paid like a mug.
Yeah.
Like everybody was going to the top league.
Yeah.
So the top league, you probably was you was gonna sign 600,000 or more to play in that league,
What's
even
the
just for a few
minimum?
games.
What's the minimum contract over there?
The minimum contract, it just depends on who you are.
Yeah.
You know, most of the retired dudes that come from the NBA, you got to have an NBA background to play in the top league, CBA, and like Ron Artest, Brady, J.R. Smith. List goes on and on. All the dudes that came over and played. I'm pretty sure they probably got at least 7 to 10 million, probably. But that's not counting. China's a business. That's not counting stuff that's on the table.
Right.
Them bosses.
Got money.
I'm telling you, bro. The under the table money that you get over there is crazy. Some of the money that I've gotten under the table is just like sometimes people just pay you to come suit up and sit on a bench. You know what I mean? Imagine somebody just giving you $3,000 just to come sit on a bench, or to come and just dunk. They don't even want you to play in the game. If their team, they want their team. If their team can beat the team without you, then you just get paid. You don't have to play. Right. But sometimes they might want you just to do the halftime dunk contest, just give a few dunks. Imagine getting paid $500 a dunk.
Damn.
Them bosses over there got money like that, man. Yeah. It ain't nothing. You just ask for it, you'll get it. I was getting stuff like that.
What's the difference between the dollar?
The dollar, it's like when I first got over, it was like 7 to 1. 7 of their dollars equal $1.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In Korea, in Korea, it's almost like 1 for 1. It was like when I first got there, though, it was like 150 for 1. But our money is the strongest.
Yeah.
So our money will go a lot farther when we transfer it over and get their money.
When you had to transfer?
Oh, you got to, but they ain't gonna take dollars.
No, I'm saying when you come from there to here.
I had a black market where I had a lady at the bank, old lady. She'd give me a good rate. I just take all my cash stacks and she would just cash me out hundreds.
Man, that's hard. This shit like a fucking movie.
Bro, China it's like an imaginary world, bro. It's like it ain't no rules over like stuff. I can't even explain, bro. It's just like you ask for it, you can get it, man. You know what I mean? Like it's like an unreal world, bro.
Yeah. So you would move back if opportunity presented itself?
Man, in a heartbeat, especially if the situation is good, I'm gone because I'm gonna live. My quality of life is gonna be good.
Right.
I'm gonna save everything. I'm gonna eat good. I ain't gotta pay to live. I mean, you'd be a fool not to go. Like, I ain't got no wife or no woman here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I had one of those, maybe it'd be different. But really ain't got nothing keeping me here. So like, personally, I go anywhere. You know?
Yeah.
Not anywhere in the world, but anywhere that I can do well.
That's the motherfucking that's a story. Even just to become a star over there and still express that you don't feel your story is complete because you didn't make it to the NBA.
See, man, that's why I appreciate you for having me on because you, Tyrone, my best friend for sure, has always told me this. My story means something. I'm glad it means something to somebody else. It's just me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I always just want to go to where I want. I want to accomplish what I accomplish. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've done some good things, but it's going to always be an ache in my heart that I didn't do everything that I wanted to do. You know what I mean? That always kind of.
I mean, I understand that because obviously my shit was cut short, so I never would have thought. I mean, I've never found out what I could possibly do, but to know that I touched the court with you, and then to see like when I didn't even know you would remember me when however many years ago I sent you the friend request. Even to remember the story of just that night of that 3-point contest. For me,
Man, I
that's
don't
the
forget nothing. I told you at the beginning.
that's
I
right.
can remember stuff from. I can. I promise to God, I can remember stuff from kindergarten right now.
Oh damn.
I remember songs that teachers was teaching. It's just crazy. I just got
Just certain moments, yeah. That particular moment was the only moment my mother and my father ever came to an event for me. But when I saw you nigga in different shit, seeing that you wasn't in the States no more, I'm like, yeah, like why don't nobody mention this nigga when they be talking about basketball? That's what I would ask our peers.
I don't think a lot of them even knew.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Nobody knew I was going nowhere because I never came back to Hillcrest.
Right.
You know, and I wish I would have came back to see y'all play and stuff, see Ryan and T Money and all
Right.
T Cash.
Oh yeah, because they were
Just
balling.
because I know they was balling, but bro, you know, I felt so ashamed not getting to the level that I wanted to. I didn't want nobody to even see me in that form. You know what I mean? I wanted to be B1, and I should have been B1.
Right.
So for me not to reach that, I didn't want nobody to be like, "Where you hooping at, bro?"
Right.
Bro, I'm at Brookhaven. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't sound right. You know what I'm saying?
I catch it, Drew. You know? Damn, man.
But like I said, I learned a lot of Brookhaven. Played for a coach that was on the D1 level, learned a lot from him, and played against a lot of dudes that did go D1. Because dudes, when they leave JUCO, they go D1. Unless you trash.
You hoop against them Sasser brothers?
No, Gerald Sasser, he came out in '97. They actually, my junior year, my game was kind of like his game, like comparable.
Yeah.
And I used to always go to SMU when I watched games, and I kind of knew him. Like he knew my face. We didn't know each other personally.
Yeah.
He was cool, and I seen him at McDonald's or wherever, and he remembered me. But yeah, Sasser was one of them dudes that I kind of looked at because I know he was putting in work. He went to Carter, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It was Carter or Kimball, one of them. I think it was Carter though. He was a dog, and his brother went to his brother went to the league.
But like
they got a nephew now that plays for the Pistons.
Oh yeah.
Marcus Sasser played
I used to be at a gym with them. Oh yeah. But I used to be at a gym with them involved with Jerome. But this is after my Rick. So
I don't know Jerome. I know Jason. Who's Jerome? Which one?
Well, it's the little one that was bald head, the little short one. They both bald head.
Well, the oldest one's named Jason. He went to Texas Tech, and then he played for the Grizzlies.
It's one that we used to be at this Rick. I used to be over there with some Lake Highland niggas. I used to be at this Rick, and that he was the highlight of the gym. And on this one time, I was picked on the opposite squad. This was actually, I got my shot blocked. That the block that he blocked was they game winning point. But yeah, it was a bad memory. But this is me trying to hoop after the coverage. Well, nigga, my phone, my mind side can do this, my body like, nigga, sit your ass in. Yeah. It just don't happen.
I don't know him, bro. Like he must have been somebody young. He was a brother. He one of their brothers, or nephew.
Now, I'll say this. This is just what the niggas in the gym said who he was. You know what I'm saying? I just knew who the Sansa niggas was. But yeah, they just said that's who.
Them Sansas was legit. Gerald was. I dug his game. Yeah. He went to. He played on Atlanta. Got drafted to Orlando. Played with Grady.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sansa. Look, man, I know shit. We talk so much. I just want you to know, like, everybody I bring is, to me, man, I consider them like icons. Foundation, people who set the foundation and trendsetter. As I told you before, a lot of people sleep on Hillcrest. And
especially in the 90s, early 2000s.
I never knew about it till I came. You know what I'm saying? And to like meet like you, I told T Money this, it's just certain individuals like in my sport world, it was niggas like you, there was a nigga named like Mike. Football. This nigga still had them herringbone. And they had all the females, I believe so.
Michael Franklin?
I think, yeah. It will come out too.
Andrew Day played running back. You say he had herringbone?
He used to wear the herringbone. He used to date the chick that look Hawaiian, bright chick, and they look old to be. They were seniors. They look older to be. You know what I'm saying?
Hawaiian chick.
Man, you know him.
Andrew Day had, I think his chick was Hispanic.
They might be
Maya.
I don't
Andrew
know.
Day
Like
was,
they was high
might have
class.
been Andrew Day.
Yeah.
He was the running back.
Yeah.
Andrew Day.
Good hair.
Yeah. But I mean, he had low cut.
Yeah.
Him.
Him. It was just niggas that we heard about for one, cause Eggly's sisters, Nene, like we would see them in track. You know, we some of them was come over there from dating like pretending. All Nene friends, I ain't gonna name drop no more people. Just we would see them. So even when we would go to like the
Nene graduated.
Yeah. So, but you know, she ran track.
Yeah.
So some of their functions, we was just around.
Right, because I was young.
Yeah. So just seeing that, like nigga, I just for one, just man.
You might be talking about Michael Fuentes.
I think his name was Michael. Puerto Rican looking nigga. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
He played soccer. He could hoop too though, but he never, after freshman year,
that nigga had all the females.
Yeah, Michael Fuentes.
Yeah, that's exactly who, because he had that nigga be fly.
Puerto Rican cat.
It was just niggas like my big brothers, one in prison, the other one I think was in prison, just they were separated. So I had to take like likings from different niggas that's older than me. I'm gonna tell you, man, he was one. Like Ballins, you. I didn't know Damien. It was him. It was Will. I knew Kurt.
Will. Y'all said Will, man. That was my competitor. Like
I used to see y'all.
He tried to come to Hillcrest
and take off. I know. I used to see y'all.
I had to break him down. I had to break him down real good and let him know that I'm from Hillcrest.
I used to watch y'all.
It wasn't no you not coming here doing nothing.
I used to watch y'all.
It's my team, bro.
And being a young nigga, it was cool for me.
But he was a solid player, though.
Hey, he could hoop.
He wasn't on my level.
He could hoop. Yeah, man. I just want to thank you though. Like it was certain shit that I took from just watching shit from the older guys. And I just thank you for just being like solid. I gotta tell you, man, like your story for me, even shit I didn't know, it is inspirational because it's like it's like as a rapper. I don't make it in my city, but I can go. I think a lot of us want to make it in the city, but it kind of requires us to go outside this motherfucker.
You don't know what's good till you go somewhere else.
But I don't. I guess the difference is to want to go pro and make it to the league because, like nigga, I'm appalled. Like I didn't know that. I knew you was a superstar, but to learn like how you got there, did they make statues of you over there, or did they got street? No.
Nah, but I'm just. My name is C-Minute
over there.
You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of greats that's been in China. Like it's a lot of NBA dudes.
And they know who you are.
They got the stature. Yeah, some of them, they got the stature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they played in the league. But some of them I love because I touch the people.
Yeah.
Like I've been to places where they've never seen black people. Bro. Like I used to go on tours. I used to go on places where like, bro, it's almost like it's certain places in China and it's poverty, bro. It's like they're 50 years behind what we are. So like what America will be 50 years ago. So like 1975.
Yeah.
It's like I would say even 1960. I've been to places to where like you see old like you know them old Vietnam movies and shit that you would see war and like I've seen places like that. So I've been to places where they have basketball courts. You go on tour, they pay us to go do this. I'm talking about the whole. Imagine the whole. I'm not gonna say Dallas. Imagine the whole Garland or the whole Richardson or Addison, Carrollton.
Yeah.
The whole town know you coming. You on billboards and stuff. They promoting you. The whole town, like you got people in all these buildings out of every window on top of it, and it's like they're all there watching, like 300,000 people surrounded. And like my car is parked in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Court right here. I can't get to the car after the game. It takes 3 hours just, and it ain't even You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many people and they want to talk, they want to touch you.
Right.
You know, they want to rub your skin. People never seen a black man. That's how I know that racism is taught because none of these people were scared of me. They would, you know, they would come up, touch me. They wanted me to sign something for them. I get tears for some people, man. You put on a show, do something. I regret not recording some of this stuff, taking photos. One thing I did, I started taking photos late.
Right.
I should have been photos and videos the whole time. And if I go back, I'm definitely gonna do that. But just to see that, feel that love, bro, it's unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, so I'm tattooed in these people's minds because I'm the first brother they ever seen.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And like, they'll never forget me.
Right.
First brother that went over there and represented. You know what I'm saying? Dunking, just killing out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a killer. I don't care if you're a villager, you're a kid, you from Vietnam, wherever you from. I'm getting you. You gonna get this issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta give it to you.
Like, man, it's hard. Like, that's why it's inspirational. Like, I knew I was on to something. I asked you. I was like, yeah, I know folk will want to hear your story. I know it's basketball niggas who are going down, if not the same path, some similar. But because I ain't gonna hold it too long, I asked this question a lot, man. If you was no, I get that. With the music shit, entertainment, yada yada yada. I don't really ask about the rap nigga shit that we listen to because we done always heard the rap shit. Do you listen to female music?
Uh, I mean, I ain't. It's now, man. This new rap, bro. I can't get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, already from the answer.
I can't get into everybody sound the same. Like I like the '80s and the '90s. The reason I say because everybody had their own style. You could hear people, and you Slick Rick, you know who he is. Busta Rhymes, you know who he is. LL Cool J, you know who he is. Like these voices, their styles. Like today, you don't get that. So like I really a lot of these. Now I will say this: Megan Thee Stallion. I think she's like the female Bun B. She kind of raps, kind of like him to me. If you kind of listen to her, like
I listen to what they play. I ask this question,
and I like Glorilla. Like I kind of like her. I like her personality. I like her personality. I like her. Those are the only two that I really can say that I would probably listen to.
All of them to me can rap. I asked this question because it's like what you just was on. They only feed us what I consider, in my opinion, whole music.
Yeah, and I don't like another thing. I don't like why I can't get into it. I don't like. I don't like. I'm not into this nakedness. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like women showing themselves like that. Like, yeah. And that's cool if that's how you got to get your money. But for me, I just rap, man. And just, if you cold, like Lil Kim kind of did, but hers was like not to this extent.
I mean, it was, but on that notion, it was a Lil Kim, but then it was a
Fox Brown.
I'm just saying, like, there's no other genre of music that they feed us of female artists. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give us a Lauryn Hill or I can't say an MC like
Queen Latifah.
You know what I'm saying? It was other genres of music that we could go listen to. I ask this. There's no knock against the women. I say this all the time. The female rappers. It's just I be wanting to know if anybody know of any women that don't rap.
Bro, I really can't listen. I can't really listen to rap. Kinda, I can't listen to it if I don't relate to it a little bit.
Right.
You feel me? Like it be like dudes be like, listen, he hard. Like I can't relate to some of these things. Like I can relate to UGK, 8Ball, MJG, Outkast, Tupac. Like that's my generation. You know what I'm saying? And then I can relate to the club time, all that kind of stuff. The rappers that I do listen to, men wise, it's only a select few that you hear. Like a Big Crit, I like him. I like Jay, J. Cole. I like Wale.
Right.
And I like Kendrick.
Right.
Those four right there are my top that I listen to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I asked this too. If a college booked you to come speak at a seminar, in so many words, what would like going forward, if the young men were graduating, the women graduating, what could you give them going forward as far as like a piece of advice to expect becoming a grown up, leaving college? Can you answer though? What would you give the men for advice, and what would you give the young ladies for advice?
For one, I'm not a public speaker, so I don't know if I would have the nerve to do it. Like it really was, like I told you when you asked me to do this, I probably hit you 3 or 4 times and told you I'm kind of nervous about doing it.
Yeah,
I'm not really a person to speak in front of people.
Right.
But I would just try to encourage them, bro. Like I kind of feel like everybody is gonna do what they're gonna do. You're motivated to do what you want to do in life and what you're gonna be. Um, I'm not a great speaker on that note, but I would encourage them just to be the best they can and work as hard as they can. You gotta go for it, but everybody gonna do what they do.
And as y'all heard, he never got sidetracked on his goals. For you niggas, he didn't let the twat get him off. Get him off. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop thinking with your little head. You know what I'm saying? Think with your big head. You have too much for the young ladies besides like don't fuck niggas. Other than that though, KG, Kevin, man, just want to thank you though. To hear you speak how you speak, especially like with the baby. Just I know you was a gentleman. I know you was a gentleman. Um, like man, I'm honored that I know you. I appreciate what you are to our coach. Um, I think if we need more men that can come up like you, because we got enough street niggas. We got enough of those kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? I just appreciate like just how you hold yourself, man. Like I just wish the people who watch this, especially our coach, our little young niggas, that y'all can take a different lane to life. Um, I just thank you for coming up, brother. Uh, yeah, I just want to tell you, man. In my opinion, my vision, man, you're a superstar to me. Uh, like you're a trendsetter to me. You set the foundation from Hillcrest on. Like you in my book, you go down as an icon from Hillcrest, like Kirk Thomas, and you name some others in which I didn't know.
It's a lot of them, bro. It's a lot of dudes before us that we don't. It's a lot of dudes that I don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's been some greatness.
Yeah. On that note, man, is there anything you want to leave them with? I heard you said you got what was the company?
Well, my company is called. You can actually find it on Facebook. Fun and Mentals. The and sign, Fun and Mentals. You type that in, you could find me on there. And yeah, that's my business right there. That's what I do. It's not gonna be like it might not. We working. Let's just say it like that. We working. It ain't gonna be all this shooting threes. I'm teaching real basketball. You know what I'm saying? If your skills that you develop from me and your creativity that you have and you put them together, you can take it to the next level. I'm just gonna teach you the stuff that's gonna keep your foundation solid.
Yeah, man. That's KG. I appreciate you for coming.
Appreciate you for bringing me, man. And it was all about.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Let's go, man.